Hi guys, so this video is about single Filipina looking for their partners. I want to focus on the single Filipina and give them advice. And before I start, I want to introduce myself. So I'm original from the Philippines, in Manila to be exact. I was born and raised in Manila. And then I migrated to the USA, and I have been working in a private home as a houseman and butler. So one time I was being interviewed by the media, and the reporter asked me, "What do I like about my job?" And this is what I tell the reporter. This is what I told her. I said, "Well, I got to live in both worlds." And then she said, "What do you mean by that?" I said, I got when I go to work, I feel like I'm a rich person, and then when I go home, I'm a poor guy. So basically, I know how the rich people live. I know how the rich people think. I know how the rich people eat because I'm the butler. The one who served them. So anyway, and going back to my life in Manila before I migrate, I was working as a sales rep for a shoe manufacturing in the Philippines, one of the biggest. And then some of my customers are Shoe Mart, Robinson, but the the store before is not like now. It's like Mega Mall, right? Before they were just a small store, a big store, but it's not like humongous. So I got know a lot of customer. I also work with small customers, small scale, like the one in the wet market. Anyway, all right. So now I want to share about the culture difference between uh, the Filipina and the foreigners, because a lot of misunderstanding or misconception are the all most of the Filipina, are they scammer? Sometimes it's not. There are, but not all of them. I want to explain. Okay, so to the Filipina, it's not your fault if you fall on poverty, or if you want a better life by seeking out a foreigner. That's okay. That's all right. So I mean, everybody have a right to a better life. That's my belief. And just to get this back, just out there so people understand, I don't have problem with age gap relationship or age gap marriage. Why? Because I was from the Philippines. I know how hard the life is. When I check back, I just checked back the articles to check to see what's the poverty rate in the Philippines, and it was showing like it's 25% or 26 million people living in poverty. That's a lot of people, 26 million. But I think the percentage, I think it's higher than what is said on the paper. Um, but let's just figure out 26 million living in poverty. Can you imagine how many Filipina is that? So anyway, that's why some of these Filipina are, especially if they live in the province, chances your Filipina that you met on the dating site has a lot of sibling. Why is that? Because again, it's a culture in the Philippines, especially if you're living in the province. People work like Monday to Saturday, and then Saturday they will go out, have fun. They will Filipino like to drink. They go out and drink, and when they get drunk, they go home. They have sex with the wife, and the wife got pregnant with the baby. It just it's almost like sex is almost like their pastime, or their entertaining. So I mean, I'm not making fun. It's the reality. I'm just sharing you all I know and the truth. So I would say your Filipino will, I mean, most of the time will have like at least 4 siblings or maybe more. Sometimes in a family you will see 8 or 9 kids, and they were so poor. And you will ask questions. A lot of foreigners say, why are people on, are they not thinking with their head straight? Why keep making baby when they have no food on the table? It's a culture thing. I'm sorry to, and then sometimes, they think that the more kids they have, it's like their investment. That, once the kids grow up, they are the one who will look after them of their old age. That's the Filipino thing, and also the Asian of way of thinking. Again, so I'm saying to the Filipina, if you are seeking out the foreigner, even it's old foreigner, don't feel bad about it. I mean, I understand that a lot of people doesn't like that, but hey, it's your life. Live your life. That's what I would say. Live your life. The people are not living your life. It's your life. You're the one, sometimes had to deal with no food on the table. That you are the one who sometimes had to go to bed hungry with an empty stomach. It's not them. So don't worry about what other people will say. So, all right. So now I want to kind of give you tips. This is a tips for the Filipina, how to look for your foreigner. When you look for your foreigner, I'm gonna break this into two categories: Filipina number one and Filipina number two. Let's go with number one. The number one is a Filipina is a more easy. The number one, he's just looking out to find a foreigner like in a shining armor, come to rescue her out of that situation, of that bad situation. So the foreigner come in, get her out of that situation, and and then the foreigner will love her. This foreigner may be older, maybe in the late 50s or early 60s, and will caress her, will baby, like almost treat her like a baby, and will put food on the table, and they will be very happy. Even with the age gap, they're gonna be happy, but living a simple life. That's Filipina number one. Now, Filipina number two. Filipina number two, one more than the Filipina number one. She have more, she have more dream. She dreaming about staying in a nice apartment. When I say nice apartment, it's not like what I'm saying, like all high-rise Makati apartment. I'm just saying, a decent apartment. Apartment maybe, the apartment has one bathroom and two bedroom, and then maybe there's a dirty kitchen to cook outside, and there's the shower, those things, comfortable, nice, comfortable apartment. And then she also wants to have a car or some type of transportation for convenient for her and the foreigner. This number two want a little bit more, and then maybe she wanna have some personal electronic item, iPhone, maybe an iPad or computer, laptop, this type of thing. So all right, so nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that this is not a good Filipina. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Okay, so if you are Filipina number one, the foreigner that you're looking for should be earning like at least like retirement social security check should be around 1,000. That's just my budget. So $1,000 is about 50,000 peso. Okay, and then if you are Filipina number two, your foreigner should be bringing about 2,000 in retirement fund or more, 2,000 or more. That is just my calculation for you, Filipina, and you have to find that out. I'm not saying that you should be asking right away on your first chat or your first meeting. you wait. You just first, try to getting to know each other, and sometimes, they will tell you, you know what, this I'm on Social Security. I'm getting, let's say, 1,200 a month. And what do you think? They might be very upfront with you. But if not, let's say if you, things are getting serious, with the relationship, don't be embarrassed to ask. You better ask them. And then also find out if the foreigner is he healthy, or he has any health issue. You have to be prepared. You might end up have to be a caretaker instead of a wife. You're going to end up being a caretaker. It all depends on how old is your foreigner, and then also find out if the foreigner has a big family in state, and are they close relation. So, and then you have to explain to your foreigners that let's say if you have any responsibility to your family, if you have any sibling that you need to help, just be upfront. Because you don't wanna get this your foreigner to think that you're trying to scam them with the money, because a lot of time it's not. There's a lot of misunderstanding, and then once let's say they start to living together, and then all of a sudden, the Filipino family will be asking, say, hey, you know what, my brother need the new shoes, or for school, my sister need books for school, or something break in your mother place, and they need to fix. Or let's say the roof is leaking, and it's a raining season, they need help to put a tin roof or something like that. So and then if the pointer doesn't understand it, it's a Philippine culture that you are kind of expected to help your family. So if you be upfront with your foreigner, let them know ahead of time, you will not be, they will not come back and say, hey, you are trying to scam me. A lot of I'm hearing here on social media, they will say, oh, my wife keep asking me this and that. I have to pay for the whole thing. I have to pay for the whole family. When we go out, and I was the one who expected to pay for everything. I can understand their part, because they did not understand the culture, and so that's why I said, just be upfront with your foreigner. Let's say if you are Filipina number two, you don't want to have a relationship with the number one, unless you want to be unless you really like this foreigner number one, um, and then you're willing to sacrifice, right? So if you are number two, you have to think about that. If your foreigner is not just bringing like 1,000 or 1,200, it's not enough for you. You have to think of emergency fund. If something come up, all of a sudden, you never know. There's a lot of emergency things that can come up. Sickness is number one. Now, for the Filipina, you also have to understand, depend how old is your foreigners. Are you planning to have a child? If you're going to have a child together, and knowing that when the child is born, your foreigner is a lot older, maybe he will not be able to. I mean, on that time, maybe he can still play with the kids, or and then let's say 5 years, 10 years from that day, it will be different. When the kids is already 10 years old, active, playing sport, and maybe your foreigner, it will not be, be there, and it's going to be all on you. So you have to think about, all these things ahead of time for the Filipina. But I just wanna don't. This is for the Filipina. Don't shortchange yourself. Okay, don't shortchange. What I mean by that, uh, I'm gonna say this in Tagalog. So if you kung ano yung kung ang hanap mo ang medyo may edad na foreigners, um, of course you have to ma-inlove ka muna or at least may pera. Kung baka sa diretsahan na lang. Kung papatol ka na lang doon sa medyo matanda, doon na sa may pera, may kaya, right? Kasi importante yun pera eh. Madalas na na nagiging problema or pakaaway yun yung pera, right? So in English I'm trying to translate that if you're gonna look for your older foreigner, you want a security, make sure the foreigner has the money. And then because money is more important, doesn't matter where you are, either you're in the Philippines, you're in US, you are in Australia, UK, or even Vietnam, money play number one key part. A lot of divorce or argument is with the money or extramarital affair. Don't shortchange yourself, Filipina. Make sure your foreigner is security, financially stable, and healthy too. Most foreigners are very frank. They are they will be very upfront with you. And then Filipina most of the time are more timid, more reserved. That's a culture. That's a culture difference. I don't know if I said this already. Do you have to remember though, as a foreigner, you are marrying. If you Filipina is poor, you are also have you are marrying your Filipina with a package. She have a responsibility for with her family also. If you want to make her happy, so you need to also think this ahead of time. The family might be asking for financial assistance. You have to eventually you have to at least help out, in some occasion, not all the time. You have to let your Filipina know that this is our life. We try to help when we can, but you just cannot keep saying no. Or a lot of argument will be the Filipino like to go back home, or having party with their friends and their relatives. When I say relatives, it's going to be a lot of people. So foreigner, you have to get used to that. You have to that's the life in the Philippines. You have to get used to that to make your Filipina happy. And then I'm gonna advise the Filipina also. You have to think of your foreigner, take care of your foreigner. Sometime, not all the time that you can always say, okay, foreigner, you have to help my brother, you have to help my sister. You like insisting. You have to also protect your foreigners, because remember, if your foreigner run out of money, it will affect you also. So a good Filipina should also take care of their foreigner from her family. All right, we want to help the family, but we cannot just open the the bank account to the whole family. It doesn't work that way. We have to be fair on both sides. Okay, so I think that's it for now, and then I'll probably make another video to advise the foreigner about the Filipina. All right, if you have any question, Filipina or foreigner, feel free to ask question, and I'll be happy to answer it. And then let me know your thought on this video. Thank you again for watching. Take care and stay safe. God bless. Bye bye now. I forgot. I was gonna tell you that I'm gonna have a collaboration with beautiful, sexy Filipina this weekend, and so we're gonna be asking her, help, tips from her, from a Filipina site, and then I will pretend I'm a foreigner. So you don't want to miss that. She's trending right now. She's hot right now. So You don't want to miss that. And she's beautiful. Okay, thank you guys. Bye.